you got to fear. All right. So this is called Sour Ends and New Beginnings. It says, as we begin the difficult topic and many times overbearing subject of coming to our sour ends of relationships and being ready for new beginnings that are known to bring up a lot of problematic feelings when it comes to reaching our sour ends of relationships. The coming to our sour ends is known to be a mind-blowing, very hurtful experience. It says, this experience has most people blocking all possibilities and many opportunities to have a new beginning in our life. All right? So ask yourself questions. Ask yourself questions. Number one says, when it comes to our sour ends and the possibility of new beginnings, have you or your relationship partner ever said, if you're not going to be with me, you're not going to be with nobody, with anybody else? Have you ever said that? That's a threatening statement, whether we know it or not. It's a very threatening statement. You know, because who are we to tell somebody they can't be with somebody else other than us? Who are we to play the controller or the slave master over somebody else's life? Who are we to be doing that, right? It's a question I'd like you to ask yourself. All right, number two, when you're at the sour ends of ending a relationship and the end being the choice you made, does your ends become more sour when your partner doesn't dispute the breakup or choice you made to end the relationship? What do I mean by that? Well, sometimes people have a tendency to be like real okay by having the power to say it's over. It's over. You follow me? It's over. So, but we tend to look for a response. We tend to already picture how the person is going to react. But when the person doesn't react to the end of the relationship, a lot of us will have a problem. We're like, why she ain't tripping, or why he ain't tripping, right? And just think about it. Are you really ready to come to the sour end of the relationship? A lot of times you'll find that when the person doesn't dispute it, you have a problem. You know, you want to have the power to be able to shut it down or wake it back up, right? But a lot of times you'll find that maybe you wasn't ready to break up. Maybe you just wanted some mess, right? So think about that. Think about that. Number three, when you are in the struggling sour ends of most relationships, are you known to put a question mark where you know God has just put a period? When you're at the sour ends of many of these relationships, or one of these particular relationships, are you known to put a question mark where God has put a period? Many times, there's a whole lot of times that God can do it for you. He can set it all up, and there's nothing you can do, whether you want it to end or not. There are times that our environment will dictate and set up some stuff to where it's not going to happen anymore. That it's come to that period within that relationship, or that within that job, within whatever. So when it's come to an end, you know, it's time to move on. You know, because many times we struggle in places we're not happy at. Many times we struggle at jobs we're not happy with. We don't like the kind of work. We know we can do better. We say we can do better. People tell us you can do way better than what you're doing. You can receive way more than what you're getting and receiving. But yet we stay and we stay and we find all kind of reasons to stay. But sometimes something will happen. Sometimes you'll get that pink slip and you'll get that notice that it's over. Don't worry about coming in tomorrow. The company has shut down. And these things happen. But again, never put a question mark where God has put a period. All right? Number four, when it comes to you becoming a domestic violence case catcher, do you agree or disagree that your sour ends are usually a lot stronger and greater than your new beginnings. When it comes to becoming a domestic violence case catcher, do you agree or disagree that your sour ends are usually a lot stronger and greater than your new beginnings? I mean, it can be bad. You know, you catching these cases like it ain't no thing. They done warned you once. They came to the house. They may have not taken you to jail this particular time. Yes, you may have got your windows broke, and you may have just did too much and didn't leave when you should have left. But after it's become apparent that you are catching these cases, after you have to do all the things that the court orders you to do, when you pile it all up, you'll find that most of the time, most of us, if we got any value to our life, we'll find that our sour ends are a lot stronger than our new beginnings, right? You're gonna take a big hit, right, by hitting somebody else. You're gonna take a big hit by staying and not leaving. You're gonna take a big hit, right? And it's gonna be a whole lot more than your feelings getting hurt. A whole lot more than feeling like you're abandoned and somebody left you for somebody else. So just think about that, all right? Number 5, in and at the time you caught your case, which may have been the cause of you catching this case, was your sour end relationship and your new beginning relationship functioning in your life at the same time, right? I mean, like, you trying to bring in the new, but you have to let go of the old. You try to function with her and her. You find yourself lying most of the time to both parties, right? Her and her, or him and him, right? Or him, and him, right? You got all these new beginnings. You got all this stuff. Not want to let nothing go. Maybe the sour end person or the sour end partner is financially set. So he's like, I'm not going to leave this person right now because I'm receiving all this. Or I'm getting something that I want. Or I like the love making or whatever, but I don't like that person anymore. So if you don't like them anymore and you want something new, I mean, break it down. Break it down. Don't overload yourself with having too many partners, right? And the sour and the new being mixed together at the same time. Because some people get hurt. People get really, really hurt because you're not going to be as smooth as you think you are. You're going to have to get your thing in order, right? And find out where you really want to be and who you really want to be with, right? Okay, number 6. When it comes to your sour ends and your new beginnings, is your beginnings usually known to be your ends, and are your ends usually known to be your beginnings, right? Takes a minute to think about that. So you think about it and you find out what I may be trying to say, all right? Now, number 7, do you feel or believe the fear you have and the doubts you have about going forward in life and taking on new beginnings have you stuck and stagnated in your sour ends of life, right? Some of us, you know, like I know. Now, some of us are not in that place. Some of us have the ability to not be stuck, right? But sometimes we're at a place of, you know, I'm just going to stay right here. I'm just not going to move. Well, I know this ain't cool. I know it's unhealthy. I know it might even be life-threatening. But I'll stay right here because I'm used to this. I'm used to this. So, you know, it can stop you from moving, right? But what do you have to lose, right? You have to lose your life if you stay stuck, right? You can lose your life. You can lose your future in life. You can lose the things that is in front of you, that door you need to walk through to make things better. Take a chance. Gamble. Take a gamble on you, right? Not just the situation, but take a gamble on you to get further, right? Okay, number 8. We're going to close this out. When you think about your sour ends and many of your new beginnings, are you known to make a long story short, or are you known to make a short story long, right? I mean, because a long story, it can be a long story. It can be years of a long story. right? And the story just goes on and on and on, and it wasn't even worth going on and on, right? Right? So you can make a long story short. You say, that's too long for me, right? Shorten it, right? It's better to get out sooner than later, right? Because later could be a whole lot of something, all right? But I enjoyed you all. I appreciate you all. I thank you all. Keep staying in touch. And check out my site, Domestic Violence with the Counselor, Mr. James Horton. Domestic Violence with the Counselor, Mr. James Horton, right? Check my site out on YouTube, and give a thumbs up, participate with me. Help me come up like I'm trying to help you all come up, and I would really appreciate that. They say what you put out, you get back. So you'll come up too. All right, thank you for attending my group.